Hey y'all, welcome to the 43rd episode of the Yarn This podcast. I'm Shama, Jessie's Girl 84 on Ravelry, Instagram, and Twitter. If this is your first time watching, thanks so much for giving me a shot. If you're one of my returning yarnies, thanks for coming back. It means a lot. Today is Thursday, August 4th, good grief, 2022. It's been a little over 2 weeks since I last recorded. And I'm going to talk about my schedule at the end of the episode in 1 week, but I'm still planning to keep this a regular thing, and I just kind of have to get my life ordered around this. So anyway, we'll talk about that at the end. But first, you're here for the knitting, so we're going to talk about puppy love, things that I'm working on. First thing we're going to talk about is something that I really did like 2 rounds or something on, but I'm ready to get back to it. It is my morning coffee socks by Litton, the crazy sock lady. It has a neat little pattern. It's a simple pattern, but it keeps you very engaged, and you kind of have to be on your toes. But it's not hard at all. It's just one you need to think about. I'm knitting this on 1.5, 2.5 millimeter needles, and the yarns are Brazen Stitchery, Harmony Sock in Violet Beauregard, and Paparazzi in Evil Queen, good grief. So this is Violet Beauregard, this purple. It's a beautiful, beautiful purple, and I've used it in other projects as well. And this is Evil Queen. It's red and purple. Such a beautiful, beautiful red. Anyway, so here's the sock. Like I said, this is the morning coffee sock. You can see that it's got a little bit of a textured pattern going on there. You see a little bit of sparkle. I'm enjoying these socks, and they're super squishy. It's a squishy pattern, and I'm excited to get them finished, but it's going to be a little bit because I'm working on some other projects, but I'm going to keep this in rotation. I'm thinking about trying to do 30 minutes of knitting every morning, and maybe make this my 30 minutes of knitting so that I can make a little progress on it every day. Maybe I'll be finished by the end of the month or so. Well, we'll see. That's wishful thinking. Anyway, the other thing that I'm working on is the Swell Shawl by Stephen West, and I showed y'all this last time, but I had it in the middle of a row, so I couldn't hold it up. Now, it's very squished because I prefer to work on a shorter needle so that I'm not having to pull the project as much when I'm knitting it. But let's see if I can tell where I am. Here we go. I love the colors in this so much. This blue is just amazing. And I just added, you can barely see it right here, the 3rd color. And I'll pull that out and show you. So this, let me go back up here to my Ravelry page, is a Swell Shawl, like I said, by Stephen West. I am knitting it on US 5 3.75 millimeter needles, and the yarns are, the first one that I used is this one by Allie of Savvy Skeins, and it's called Weekend Blues. This is such a beautiful blue with all of the different shades of blue in it, and you see it better in the shawl, and I'll hold it up again and show you. The first color is this gray, and it's called Cyclone, also by Allie. Both of these are on her Sensible sock base. Allie is not able to dye right now, and we're going to talk about that at the end, but when the time comes for her to start back up again, she's got some amazing yarn. My last yarn is Red Stag Fiber Cottage Sock in Her Majesty's Navy. So you can see, and this is actually darker than it's showing up on the camera. It's a deep navy, and it's so, so pretty. It's kind of a little bit fuzzy. I'm going to see what it is here. Oh, it's merino and nylon, but I thought maybe it was a different type of wool. Anyway, I don't usually knit so much with dark colors, But this is beautiful, and I love, Stephen's was kind of like this. His original one was kind of like this. And so I'll show you again this Weekend Blues that Allie dyed. But you can see like the dark in here, these dark pops of color, and then it gets really light like right in here. And this is not doing it justice. It is just amazing, and I love this pattern. It's knit in long short rows, very long short rows, and it's really neat. I think I've done 10 wedges so far, and I've got this one where I'm blending the two yarns blend together. I do 2 rows of one and then 2 rows of the other, and then I'll finish off the last 2 sections with this navy. Anyway, I can't wait to get it done. I'm enjoying knitting it, but I'm always ready to go on to the next project. So I'm ready to get it done and get it blocked and start another Stephen West shawl, I think. So that's really all that I'm working on. As far as finished objects, I've only finished one thing in the last few weeks, and it's what I was working on pretty much exclusively when I did my last episode. And these are the Tinsel Socks by Kay Jones. I called them my Christmas candy socks because I found a picture of some Christmas candy that had these same colors. But anyway, here's one of the socks finished. And I'm really, really happy with the way this came out. I think it's so, so pretty. Here's the other sock. And yes, I always talk about my man feet. These are my biggest sock blockers. I have gigantic feet. I got those from my dad. Anyway, these socks just turned out so, so nice. The mini Skeins set, oh, sorry, there we go. The mini Skeins set is from Crystal Sky Hand Dye, and it's her, why didn't I put that in there, Pixie Dust pack. And I got this several years ago, so I don't know if she still carries it or not, but it's so, so pretty. And then the main color, or the toe, heel, and cuff, the contrast color that is Sterling by Kim Marie's Knit-Knacks in her platinum sock base, but of course, you can't get any more of her yarn either. Anyway, so I had told y'all last time that I'm going to talk about, excuse me, I've got to move a few things around. Oops. Hold on, my camera's sitting on something. There. I'm going to talk about things that I finished during the time that I wasn't recording. The first thing I finished was a little test knit for Anna of Mochi Mochi Land. And this is kind of not, I love knitting her things, and I do think this is so cute. Where did it go? I'm going to, oh no, here it is. But anyway, it ended up being a fun little knit, even though there's one thing in here I'm not a fan of, and I'll hold it up last. It's a bathroom set, and by a bathroom set, I mean a bathroom. This is called Tiny Tubby. It's got these little feet, got a little sailboat. It's even got bubbles and water. She has all of the really great little details in her amigurumi. I love how that little boat sticks up there. It's so cute. The other one is called Dinky Sink. Dinky Sink is a sink. It's got water coming out of the faucet. Isn't that a cute detail? Let me hold it up like this. There you go. With a bar of soap over here, and then the faucet, the handles and the faucet coming out. It's a little, I tend to overstuff things a little bit, so I kind of have to smush it down to get it to sit up, but I can. And you know, you're probably better off doing something like some beans or a little rice or something to weigh it down on the bottom and give it a little bit more of a solid base, or even cut out a little piece of cardboard to put in the bottom. The sink comes with a little footstool for kids to stand on. Oops. Kind of little and hard to hold. But lastly, and this is the thing that is not normally my cup of tea, and most of my friends know this, I am thankful we have indoor plumbing, but I hate toilets. If somebody came to me and said, I will pay for you to have one thing cleaned in your house every week for the rest of your life, I would say bathrooms, hands down, especially the toilets, but the bathrooms. So anyway, the last one is Little Fleshy. Yes, it's a toilet with a mat, which I would never put in front of a toilet. It's got the water. Blah. Anyway, it actually turned out pretty cute, and I try to keep the lid down. It's even got the little flusher right there. So anyway, that was one of the things I finished. I'm only going to talk about one other thing, but that was a fun little test knit, and it didn't take me any time to get it done. And the other thing is another pair of socks by Kay Jones. She seems to be my go-to sock designer anymore for most of the time. Where did they go? Here we go. These are the Peter Rabbit socks, and I believe these were part of her Beatrix Potter collection of patterns that she did a few years ago. Anyway, I worked on these for a very long time here and there. I started them last year, I believe, when I was doing some dental work. I think that's what I was working on, was these. And I had to go back several times, and so I didn't really get to knit much, but I would kind of sit there until they started because it always makes me so nervous. And I worked on these. Now, the main color here is I Think We're Alone Now by Brazen Stitchery, and this is on their Harmony sock base. I'm a sucker for a colorway name, especially if it applies to things that I love. Like I have Harry Potter yarn that I've knit with, and I would never pick the colors necessarily, but I love it because it's Harry Potter themed. But anyway, I do love this. But when they said I Think We're Alone Now, that's one of my favorite Tiffany songs. And then the blue Toe, Heel, and Cuff is Violet Beauregard by Savvy Skeins, and this is on her Sensible sock base. So these are another pair of socks that I finished, but I finished those. Oh, I finished them on my birthday this year. So March 18th. When we first moved into the house, I was giving myself a little time every morning to knit before I hit the unpacking. And I finished them on my birthday, and that was my last full day to unpack. But I had started them back. Nope, these were not my dentist socks. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so next week I'll come back and I'll talk about some more things that I finished while I wasn't podcasting, because I did finish a lot of things. Okay, so kind of flying through this today. The final countdown. What am I going to think about working on pretty soon? One thing is there's going to be a Halloween sock knit along on the Bakery Bears. Now, I'm not sure if it's for patrons only, but I've got to come up with a sock pattern, and I've got to look through my stash and see what Halloween yarn I've got, or, you know, I might have to buy a skein of Halloween sock yarn, but I think I've got a few skeins of Halloween yarn back there. I'll have to look and see. But anyway, that'll be exciting because I love having Halloween socks about as much as I love having Christmas socks. Also, I've got a bunch of Arnie and Carlos ornaments that I've never finished yet. I've got a ton of them. It's going to take me the rest of my life to finish them, and that's fine because I love knitting them. I might even show you a few of the ones I actually did finish. I started putting some jewels on them because Arnie and Carlos do, especially Arnie. He puts jewels on a lot of them. So let's see, where is... I didn't get a lot of them knitted last year, but one of them is called the Gabriel Ball. I did this with sparkly yarn. Let's see, what other one did I, what other one did I finish? Oh, yes. Let's see if I can get... So this is one that I put some of the sparkles on. I have some just cheap sparkles, but I have a pack of Swarovski crystals that I purchased too to put on these. It's a lot of fun to decorate them, and I love knitting them. I mean, they're a bit of a challenge, but in a good way, and it's very small, and you can get it done. And I think Arnie said he gets his done in like an hour and a half. It takes me way longer than that to do one, but they are definitely a lot of fun. Also, I knitted their Easter eggs last year and then again this year, but I only got 9 of the 12, so I want to go ahead and get those finished before I start working on Christmas knitting. So I might have one of those next time to show you anyway, because again, they're egg shaped instead of more of a ball shaped like the ornaments are, the Christmas ornaments, but they're so much fun to knit. And then of course the Stephen West knit along is coming up in what, October-ish? No, October, I believe. Am I right about that? Anyway, and I want to have everything ready to go for that when the time comes. I'd like to get another one of his shawls knit. I just got, is it the Fiery Fall pattern? And it looks like fall leaves. I'm not a big orange person, but let me pause you just for a second. Okay, it took me a minute to find it. It's Fiery Foliage shawl, and it's got leaves. I closed it. Sorry. There you go. You can see the leaves. I don't know if I can get that done before the knit along, but I would like to try, because I think I would really enjoy wearing something like that in the fall, but I have to pick my colors very carefully since I am not an orange person. I could do reds, maybe some browns. Ooh, I've got a really good brown. It's a coffee brown. Yeah, I need to look through my yarn and see what I can find. Anyway, I'm sure there are other things I'd like to get. The flamingo flavor that I talked about last time started at some point. I might even wait till the beginning of next year to do that. I've just got to wait and see what's going to happen. Okay, I think that's all for Final Countdown. I've always got projects going through my head. What do I want to do now? And so we'll see, but I'll keep talking about it. We are family. I have the Stephen West moral class with a friend of mine, and she came over the other night and we started watching it. Boy, can you learn a lot. I've never taken a lot of classes. I think I've taken a couple of needle felting classes and one class on continental knitting one time, but I've never actually picked up continental knitting. But this was a good class, and right now all of his classes are 25% off just through the 7th. So hopefully I'll have this up by the 7th and y'all can see that. But anyway, I'm going to get another class because I want to learn more from him. He's just such an amazing teacher. So anyway, that's one of the things I've been doing. Also, I told y'all that the yarn crawl is coming up pretty soon, and I looked up the dates. Excuse me, it's the Texas Yarn Trail, August 26th through September 4th. There are 9 shops, and they're spread pretty far out, but the furthest one I believe is Galveston, and it's like an hour and a half or so down there. So that'll be there's actually one on the way too that we could hit. So we'll have to see, but that's going to be on a Saturday, I'm sure. I've always done for a long time. I've had a Monday night knitting group that met one Monday night a month. My regular group meets every Thursday night, and so they were like, "Yeah, sure, we'll come once a month on Mondays." So we started doing that. Hold on, I've got a call. Okay, spam calls like crazy right now. But we had to quit when everything shut down. Back, I think the last time we actually had it was March of 2020. And this past Monday night, the first Monday in August, we met up. And it was so nice. There were only 4 of us because we kind of decided on that day that we were going to actually do it. I'd been talking about it, but that's when we reached the decision that yes, we were going to start meeting up on the first Monday of the month. Being back at Barnes & Noble, the smells, the same people that work there. I almost wanted to go up and hug them, and they would probably have looked at me like, I don't even know who you are. But it's just so familiar, and it's one of my favorite places to be, so it was nice to be back there again. They're closing at 8. That's the only problem, so we only got to stay for a couple of hours. But hopefully they'll start extending their hours into the fall, and maybe they can get back up to where they were before everything shut down. While we were there, two of my friends, Sue and Michelle, were walking around, and they came back with a book that they had found and showed it to me, and I had to have it too. It's the Harry Potter Feasts and Festivities. I haven't looked all the way through it, but it's got recipes. It's got ideas for birthday parties and not showers. Let's see. Hogwarts House Cut Birthday Bash is one of the sections. A Magical Creatures Halloween Party is one. Back to Hogwarts Movie Marathon. Slug Club Soiree. Yule Ball Holiday Celebration, and Wizarding Wedding Reception. And under each of those sections, they have invitations, crafts that you can make, recipes, printouts that they actually have that you can print, that they already have that you can print off. And so it's a really good book, and I'm really happy to have it. And with my Barnes & Noble membership, I was able to get, what, 10% or 20% off, 10%, I don't remember. So anyway, I'm excited about this book, and I'm sure that when I do a craft that I will show you, because we talked about that last time. I had thought about putting this in 1 week, but this is about our knitting family, and I just wanted to talk to y'all for a few minutes about Allie from Savvy Skeins. I'm sure a lot of you know her personally or have bought her yarn. Allie Telfer. Her husband Adam, they both had the virus a few months ago, and he had to be in the hospital with it. And it took him a bit to get over it, but things seemed to be going well, and then he just started having all these problems. I can't go into detail because I'm not exactly sure what is going on. I know that he's got pneumonia right now. And from what I understand, the doctors think that it is probably lupus, but I'm not positive about that. But his setbacks have been massive. And he is the breadwinner for the family. And Allie, of course, dyes yarn, but right now she's having to really exclusively take care of him. It's a very stressful time. There have been so many prayers, and there is a GoFundMe for them. And all of the money is going to them. I'll put a link down at the bottom in case anybody feels like they can do anything would help. But right now they've got hospital bills. He's on 12 weeks like a unpaid leave, and I think this is I think he just finished like the first week, or maybe he's still in the first week of the unpaid leave. But at the end of that 12 weeks, if he's not out of the hospital and able to work, we don't know what's going to happen. So if you've ever met Allie or bought her yarn or knitted with her yarn, she is one of the sweetest, kindest, best people I know. And we need to pull together as a community as much as we can and help this amazing family. She truly is one of my dearest friends, and I want us to be able to help them as much as we can. So I just wanted to put the word out there. Like I said, I'll link the GoFundMe down below, and I have it on my Facebook page, and I'll relist it because they need more money. But if you can't, I mean, I totally understand if you can't add to the GoFundMe, but they need prayers right now, and that would be a really great thing to do. Okay, on to 1 week. Things about my personal life. So if you're not interested in that, then thanks for showing up, and if you are, then let's get to it. My life's super exciting. Okay, I went to visit my mom a little over 3 weeks ago, and when I came back, I think that was the day I recorded. And I don't think I knew then that they found out, they tested her and they said she had the virus. She was coughing. She never felt bad. She had a very low-grade fever, but they quarantined her for 13 days. She was in quarantine for 13 days, and bless her heart, she has thought issues, her, I guess, dementia. And I could tell that while she was being quarantined, that her mind was just slipping and slipping. But as soon as she was finally able to get out of her room and socialize with her friends and play the games and eat with people, and even though she's in a wheelchair, the way her assisted living place is, it's like a square or maybe a rectangle. There's a courtyard, an outdoor courtyard in the middle, so that people can go out there, but they can't get outside. And then there are rooms all the way around that with the cafeteria and there. Anyway, so my mom takes the hall that goes around it and does it 5 times a day, and it takes her 20 minutes to go around. But it keeps her mind, I think it's so good for her mind, and it's good for her body to be able to move like that. So all of that was a real challenge for her. But once she was gone, she slingshotted out of that room, slingshot or whatever, out of that room, and she's been going and blowing ever since and having a ball. So I'm thankful that she's better, and that she just had like a cough, and that was it. And I was with her the day before, but I never got sick. Oh yeah, I said I was going to talk about my recording schedule. I go see my mom every other week, and it's 2 hours from here. So I think that on the opposite weeks is when I'm going to record. So I'll be recording every other week, and that would be this week. So 2 weeks from now, I'll record again. I'll go see her next week. And that'll give me a chance to work on my show notes, maybe get a couple of things finished, maybe, and be up and ready to go the week after that. For some reason, that 4-hour round trip drive kind of knocks the wind out of me a little bit, especially the next day. I feel kind of pooped. But anyway, I'm really thankful that we're close enough that I can go see her that often, and I'm happy to go see her. So going forward, it should be every other week starting from now. Oh yeah, I've been having problems with my debit card lately. Sometimes it's on PayPal, sometimes it's through Google Pay, sometimes I'm at the grocery store and my card is declined and there's money in my account, or I obviously wouldn't be telling you about this. So I went to my bank the other day, and they said that it had been flagged as being hacked. This has been going on a while, so I'm not really sure when I was hacked, because it works some and it doesn't work some. She said, do you get gas and pay at the pump? And I said, yes. She said, don't do that anymore. I'm really just telling y'all this as a PSA. She said, either pay with your phone, or if you can use your card, and not put it in, but use the tap pay, or go inside, because people are hacking the gas pumps like crazy right now. So be careful out there, because it's no fun to be at the grocery store and your card to be declined. I even had to go home that day because my card wouldn't actually work until the following morning, so that I could finish getting groceries yesterday. It was not the plan, though. What else? Oh, yeah. I found a store called Pop Shelf, and it's a Dollar General store, but it's called Pop Shelf, and man, it has like a makeup section. It's got some name brand makeup and like shampoos, toiletry kind of things. I believe there were some household things like laundry detergents and things like that. I believe they had a section of that. They had a small food section. But the biggest part of it is crafting supplies and decorations. They have some of the cutest decorations. I bought a few things from there, and then I also had some stuff from Target, and I have a little niche in my stairs, and I'll try to remember to put a picture at the end. I got some flowers from Dollar Tree, and I had these little vases that I had gotten at the Target dollar spot in a little tray that you can't really see up there, but anyway. And I got, seems like I got a candle stand, kind of a tall candle stand that I put up in there and put a plant on top of it. So anyway, I'll show y'all what that looks like at the end, but it was a lot of fun. And if you have a Pop Shelf in your area and you haven't tried it out, go do it, and you're welcome. You're going to love it. It's just a neat place. I'm going to get a little personal now. For the last, I guess, 2+ months, I've been having some like anxiety, panic type attacks. I don't even know why. Honestly, I don't know why. I feel like my blood pressure is probably a bit elevated, so I really thought that's what it was, but it's way more than that. It is definitely panic. I've had it in the past, and now that I think back about it, this is how I felt. And I didn't know what to do about it back then, back in the 90s. And I just saw something I was going to talk to y'all about. I'll come back to that in a minute. And it turned out it's because I had a thyroid issue that had to be taken care of. But now, I decided that I don't want to have to take prescribed medication. I'm just not a fan of it. I don't feel good about it. It's created in a lab and it's not natural. And so I've been doing some research, and one of the things that I discovered is taking CBD oil for anxiety, but also for some pain. I have some knee pain that occurred when I was unpacking the house, and I'm still having it. It's keeping me up at night. It's kind of a pain. But anyway, so I went to American Shaman, which is, I actually don't know how many locations they have, but it is a chain. And I went in and talked to a guy named Gus, and he was amazing. He knows everything about it. The particular CBD I got does not affect me in any way. I don't have, like, I don't get high from it or anything like that. And it has really done a lot for me. Not just my anxiety. It's calmed everything down. My heart racing because of the anxiety. It's calmed a lot. It's not 100% gone, but it's so much better. This like pounding feeling inside my body was keeping me up at night, keeping me from even being able to nap, so I was exhausted. That's a lot better, if not completely gone. My knee pain is a lot better. It's not completely gone, but it is so much better. Everything is so much better. And on top of that, I'm trying to take some other supplements that are good for blood pressure. For example, olive leaf extract. If you take olive leaf extract, it doesn't smell great, but I take it in a capsule. It's supposed to lower your blood pressure, as well as cod liver oil capsules. I'm not taking the oil. My mom gave me cod liver oil once when I was very young, like 4 years old, 3 or 4 years old. I was a very obedient child. I did what I was told. But Mom put a spoonful of cod liver oil in my mouth once, and it was the most disgusting thing. So the next night or two, she decided to give it to me again, and I thought to myself, no way. And I took off running, and I ran from her. And like I said, I did what I was told, but I ran. And for some reason, she just let it go. She didn't chase me. She didn't try to give it to me ever again. But anyway, I'm taking it, but this time not by the spoonful, in a little gel cap. What else am I taking? Oh, I'm supposed to be taking magnesium, and I keep forgetting about that. Seemed like there was something else that I was taking. Zinc. And those things are supposed to be good for your blood pressure. Plus, I found a blood pressure tea that I'm drinking. Not every day, but I'm trying to drink that as well. And so I think things on that front are getting better. I just mainly said that so that you would know if you are having anxiety. I ended up talking to my younger son about it. He came by me one night. He was headed up to bed, and he said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yep." And I said, "No." And everybody else was in bed, so he sat down by me, and I just poured my guts out to him, and I cried, and I told him all of the things I was worried about. And he struggled with some anxiety, and has a friend that's actually studying anxiety and the effects of it on the body. And I would mention something that had me concerned and say, that's another effect of anxiety. And so that really did help me a lot. And then when I went and found out about the CBD being good for it, it's all been such a great thing to help me get back to normal. But as awful and stressful as this has been, I hope that I can help somebody else through it. If somebody else is having the same symptoms I was, then I would love to be able to help people with this. Also, I got some lemongrass tea bags. Just came in today, so I haven't tried them yet. That's supposed to help stop, because when you get stuck in a stress, I was watching a doctor the other day talk about it. When you get stuck in like a stress cycle, like you can't seem to break it. It's good to have stress. Exercising, he said things like exercising or stress, and you have to have a certain amount of stress in your life. But if it seems like you're just stressed about everything all the time, your body has to stop. You need to not have the cortisol constantly pumping through your body. So this lemon balm tea is supposed to help, and lemon balm is an amazing herb. I've used it to make fever blister medicine, and it gets rid of it in like 2 days. It's amazing. The essential oil that is extracted from lemon balm is called Melissa, and there's not a lot of oil in the plant. So to extract out enough, it takes a ton of plants. And a 15 millimeter bottle costs about $310. I am not kidding you. So I buy the herb. I buy the herb because it's very plentiful, and it has great effects on different things. You have to do your own research, but I've used it for fever blisters, and I'm fixing to start drinking it at least once a day for stress. I got it off Amazon, and I can put that link down below for you in case you're interested, as well as the CBD oil that I'm taking. If it helps somebody. Anyway, the last thing I want to talk about is that one of my all-time favorite actors, one of my childhood crushes, my lifelong crushes, Tony Dow, who played Wally on Leave It to Beaver, passed away last week, and it has really hit me so hard. I always loved him, and he was a truly good person, and he got out of acting, and he's been an artist, and I don't remember what else. But he and his wife were married for 42 years, and anyway, I just thought it was a very sad thing. And if you were a Leave It to Beaver or a Tony Dow fan, I know this has affected you too. But anyway, I'm never going to stop loving Leave It to Beaver, but for right now, I don't think I can watch it without just sitting there crying over it. Anyway, I brought some yarn over to show y'all, and I completely forgot, so I'll talk about that next time, because I've probably talked long enough anyway. I did video a craft room tour, and I'm going to get that up as well. And hopefully I have a Halloween craft that I got off of a YouTube channel, a girl called Bethany. You should watch her if you like crafting and Dollar Tree. She's got some really good ideas, and I've got some things planned that I want to make that she's done for fall. But anyway, we'll talk about all that next time. And so I'll be back in 2 weeks. And until then, knit on.